I used to float, now I just fall down. I used to know, but I'm not sure now what I was made for. What was I made for? Take it a drive, I wasn't ideal, look so alive. Turns out I'm not real, just something you paid for. What was I made for? 'Cause I don't know how to feel, but I wanna try. I don't know how to feel, but someday I might. Someday I might. And did it end all the enjoyment? I'm sad again. Don't tell my boyfriend that's not what he's made for. What was I made for? 'Cause I don't know how to feel, but I wanna try. I don't know how to feel. Someday I might. Someday I might. Think I forgot how to be happy. Something I'm not, but something I can be. Something I'll wait for. Something I'm made for. Something I'm made for.
No, no chance, no, no dance, no chance, no dance, no chance. Give me second chances.
That's so cool!
I won! Yay! Ow! Ow! My
We don't do karaoke over here, Marie. It's not my vibe, you know. Nothing wrong with karaoke. It's fun sometimes. But I don't do the karaoke streams, you feel me? Good morning. I fell asleep super early yesterday. So I'm up. I was on the phone all morning, actually, with a good friend. Good morning, Jess Ruby. Thank you for being a new member, Rez. By the way, happy birthday to my brother, Gabe. I'm 43, so he's 47? He's almost 4 years older than me. He's 47. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gabriel. Happy birthday to you. I almost I'm not going to go there. Polls, please. No, I'm not going to go there. Oh my God, I just laughed like Woody the Woodpecker. I didn't even try. Yes, thank you. Oh, you're going to be 44 on the 23rd. So you just missed the Gemini train, chicken lady. Good for you. You lucked out. You're a Cancer. That makes sense. I like that. I like Cancers. And happy early birthday, chicken lady. Good morning, Gladys. There's a fellow Gemini in the who. You're an 82, baby? Oh my God, aren't we the best? We're the best. Yesterday was Rez's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, belated to Rez. Happy birthday to you. You know what I like to say? Yoy, and here's your yoy. Do you guys know the girl group Little Mix? They're from the UK. They broke up. Like they're all solo now. They'll probably be back together. But there's this part of their song Black Magic where Jessie Nelson, she sings with like this weird, very pretty vibrato, but she's like, there's the part she's like, here's your answer. And she says answer. Hold on, we gotta show you the part. It's fun. Then we're gonna get into some blasphemy that I've done. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You know it. All the girls look at them knocking on my door. See, I don't say door, I say door. I'ma know what it is, make the boys want more. Is your lover? Hold on, let's get to, here it comes, ready? She's gonna say, here's your answer, and it's called black magic. Egg of a secret potion, and you'll be mine. It's coming, ready? Off my mind, boy, you belong to me. I got the recipe, and it's called black magic. Here it comes. Looking for Mr. Right to change him overnight. See, here's the answer. I love them. Marie, are they really popular over there in the UK? Like Jade? I love Jade. She's my favorite from Little Mix. They're all solo. Angel of my dreams, I will always want you and need you. You don't care. Love when you call me a star. You let me down in the dark. Want you and need you. You don't care. It's not fair. Yes, Little Mix. Oh wait, who's in the group? What did Jilly say? And wait, Jessie had twins last week. Yeah, I saw she was pregnant. You know, her solo career really didn't take off the way I wanted it to. I mean, I guess P. Diddy was in her first music video. Maybe that's why. And that song was a banger. I like a bad, bad boy. They're big. They won X Factor here. They don't speak to Jessie. I know, and Jessie's the only Gemini in the group. Isn't that crazy? We'll always push the Geminis out because we're so much cooler. Your son's a summer baby, the other a winter baby. Me and my brother are both crazy Geminis. But he's a June Gemini, so he's more put together than me, okay? And yes, the picture that I posted, my aunt gave me this. So my Aunt Sally is gone officially. She flew out. They already landed this morning over on the East Coast. But we did her going away dinner yesterday, me and my family. And my cousin Terry had like these packages of photos they went through my Aunt Sally's stuff as she was moving. Look at my blonde hair. Now, if that was not me trying to be like my older brother, living in the shadow of someone else's dream, trying to find a hand to hold, but every touch felt cold to me. That song is me and my brother. I tried doing the dishwater blonde thing. Lycan commented something like Slim Shady-ish, gay shady. That really was. I think that's when I dyed my hair and I went to the Eminem concert. Pretty sure that's around that time. But I dyed my hair all the time because I had a full head of hair. You know, why not? Why not play around? You know? So, oh, I look younger now than I did then. I was pretty heavy on methamphetamines in this picture. I mean, not heavy, but like the heaviest it's ever gotten in my life, like regular. Yeah, you could tell. You could see the bones in my shoulders. And I've always had broad shoulders. So if you have broad shoulders and you lose a lot of weight, those bones be popping, girl. Hey, Lottie. Good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning. Good morning to you. Or to you. Where you went for dinner is our granddaughter's favorite restaurant. The one near us is closed. We were going to go to this place called Hot Dave's or Dave's Hot Chicken at Westminster Promenade, but we had too many people. It was like all my cousins and their kids and then family friends and stuff. So we had to switch over to, what was the name of it again? What was the name of the restaurant? It's a Mexican restaurant. It was really good. I had chili rellenos. They were amazing. Help me out here, Gladys. Do you watch Love Island? I don't watch Love Island. I don't really watch TV. I'm still trying to get through Another Simple Favor. Thank you, Lottie. Hacienda. Thank you. I think I've been there before, but I don't remember. Maybe I had too many margaritas if I've been there before and just don't remember. But they have really good food. But yes, we saw my aunt off. My cousin, who, you know, she's moving over that way, she came out here, you know, to help her. And then they flew back today. They're going on like a mini vacation. I think they landed in Boston today. And they're going to do a little vacation, then end up where she's moving. That's all she wrote. That's a wrap, folks. Aunt Sally, the original Save Robbie room where I started my Save Robbie channel, sold, gone. It's all gone, folks. You've all had your wild blonde moments. Hey, Perspective. Yeah, I've actually... So back then, I worked at this hotel at the front desk at some period in my life back then. I remember, yeah, you can email me, Jilly. And yes, I'm single. I've been fucking sex toys the last week. One of them I haven't even unboxed yet. I'll show you. This is an 11-pound sex doll. Okay? Don't judge me. I've been fucking those for the last week. I have a penis dildo in my shower suction cup to the wall right now. I don't use it. It's nice to have around, though. You know, just to have a man in the house. You know, just feels good to have a fake flesh, you know, penis dangling and teabagging me in the shower. I can't wait to open this. Yes, it's 11 pounds, Nikki. It's 11 pounds. Look at this, watch. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Look at what it says on the outside. It's in a black box. It's very discreet. Oh, my God. It says, wow, I can't put it down. I'll breastfeed it later. Chicken Lady says, I've considered trying to set Robbie up with my son, but then I remembered Robbie was the same age as me and a whore. Yeah, don't do that, Chicken Lady. Don't do that. I'll just probably slut around anyways, you know? Here she was, no fancy, don't. You know what? Fuck it. Come on now. Sing along now. Sing along now. What does your company think of your friend in the shower? Actually, I'm glad you asked that question, Rez, because it's there for the company. How do I say this? That toy is there for extra fun. I'm over. But I suction cupped it to the shower wall to wash it off. It's been hanging there for a while now. But yeah, if anybody ever comes over and like looks inside my shower, it's got balls and everything. It looks real. It looks real. So. Thing on the shower wall. He did it during a FaceTime call. No, listen, I'll tell you the truth. I've tried sticking that thing inside of me. I don't think I have enough lubrication, though. I want to know what it feels like, though. Maybe I'll do that later. Maybe me and all my toys will all have like a orgy. You know? That'd be fun. Sing it with me now, Fancy. They didn't have money for food or rent. Mama spent every last penny we had to buy me a dance dress. Until here comes. Here comes. I don't know this song except the. Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. She said, here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. Mama dabbed a little bit of perfume on milk. Anyways, I'm doing good, Fancy. I hope you're doing good. She's like, God, that gets so annoying coming in here and having him sing that fucking song every time. That is a good song. I don't know a lot of Reba music, but that's a good one. Hold on. Pretty sure my son prefers to be the whore in the real. Oh, I'll take him. Don't give people ideas to knock on your door they can't get. That's true, Marie. That is true. Oh, thank you, Jilly. I appreciate that. So let's talk about some blasphemy, folks. Yeah? Anybody ever witnessed me being blasphemous in any way at all? Any way at all? Oh, look it! That's me and my cousin Bobby when we're little. Oh. I was so cute. And look at it. I always was getting into shit. Look at me in the front holding my hands up and they're all dirty. That's my brother holding the football, and then my sister's the redhead, and then the other ones are my cut. My Aunt Sally's kids. Look how innocent and sweet I was. I'm so cute. I always had those big chocolate brown eyes. You feel me? My brother and sister said I was an immigrant. Yes, on a Sunday. Good morning, Siren. Just in time for blasphemy. Wow. You know, it would be cool if you could introduce us girls to fun bathhouses. Really? They're only for gay men? There's not any left in Denver, but they are down, speaking of Blasphemy, one in Colorado Springs. Oscar goes there. We could ask him to vlog it next time. I love you too, Lottie. That's so sweet. You want to make out? Blasphemy. They act speaking sacrilegiously about God or sacred things. Fuck. Oh, hold on. We got to explain what a bathhouse is to Jilly. So, I mean, I guess that they have bathhouses like saunas all over the world for all types of people. Like a male for us gay men, a bathhouse is a place to towel or just naked. You could get a room or a locker. The rooms are like the size of a cubicle. And you have sex with everyone you want to. In the open or privately or glory holes, or there's like adult content playing all over the place in the open. There's shows. They do hire men that come in. There's this one I went to. There's a big mirror and then a stage, and then there's like all the seats, well, benches that you could wipe off. Obviously, you want it to be sanitary, and they're called jack-off shows. And the male model sits on the stage and, and everyone else watches him and they get their rocks off too if they'd like. Then the janitorial service comes in and wipes everything up. Bathhouses were popular in the Wild West because water wasn't really available, which makes you wonder how many gay cowboys there were. Ooh, yum. Filthy gay cowboy. That's probably the hottest of all our kind. The cowboy in our gay world is the queen ant, Sounds like a dirty strip bar. It is. I mean, but you're already stripped. You go to your locker and remove all your clothes or your room and then throw on the towel. Or when you go to there's hot tubs. You just throw your towel off, get in the hot tub, steam room, or orgy room. It is very bonding in a very filthy way. There's lots of many STD be passed around. First time I got syphilis, Midtown Spa. That was the name of the bathhouse, Midtown Spa. I got syphilis from there. I'm pretty sure is where it came from. So, Orville Peck? Is that the name of a bathhouse? They have TVs all over playing. Yes, they do. That is correct. Playing adult content. And there's private TVs in the room, too, if you'd like to partake. Your city has a gay quarter, best girls' night out you've had in the village. My friend Talene, when I went to Los Angeles, she took me to like their gay street, I guess, where all the gay bars are. I didn't really like it, though. I don't know. I'm not big on gay bars anymore. Oh, he's a country singer who's gay? Does he sing that song about I've been pounding on your pussy, or you've been pounding on my pussy? Is that him? You? Yeah, I mean, gay bars, they could be fun. They're very comfortable places, I think, for women to go to. Like if you take your straight female friend, they usually feel pretty comfortable because it's just like everybody. But if you want to pick up on a woman, what a better way to do that than to like go to a gay bar if you're straight. I remember me and my friend Melissa, we met as flight attendants and she flew out to see me and we went to Charlie's. Oh, that's Dallas Dixon, yes. Or Dixon Dallas. And she, I was like, oh my God, that guy's so hot. This one guy at the gay bar. And she ended up making out with him. He was straight. I was like, you bitch. Yeah, I have been to Hamburger Mary's. That's still open, right? Great hamburgers and drag queen bingo. Yeah, they do have drag queen bingo there. Gladys, we should hang out sometime and go to drag queen bingo. You want to? I don't live far from Hamburger Mary's now, since I'm down here. Yeah, doesn't Brantley look cute? He does. Brantley, are you in the area that you would like to consummate this friendship? I would like to, I think I want to have sex with you. You learn so much about this stuff from Robbie. You're so clueless about all of this. Oh, here's the Thea, don't let me down. Here's the one chance, Thea, don't let me down. Good morning, Thea. Yes, we are having a group call. I was going to have Clout Chasers to like set up in the winter time so there could be scary snow scenes. Maybe I'll save that for the third one because, yes, there is going to be a third one and I already have the story for it. But me, Nicole Hodge, and Thea are going to hop on a group call so I can go over the whole like outline of the movie. And we're going to get started filming Clout Chasers too. It should be a summer movie anyways. So I'm pretty sure that if we could get this knocked out and get, you know, new actors for the new characters involved and some of the old ones back, then hopefully I can have like another Halloween premiere. It'll be around Halloween. That'll give us about to get it done. And I think we can do it because now we kind of got the hang of it. And I think I know what to do better to make things easier. And I think it'll be fun. So if anybody wants to be in Clout Chasers too, let me know because there are some characters that I need to be filled. So if I fill part and you take it seriously, like not too seriously, obviously, but you know, enough to be like fun, entertaining, convincing, then yes, it's going to be fun. I'm really excited for the second story because it continues the last one, how we kind of left it on a cliffhanger. But I will say this time, because a lot of people were like, oh, I don't like being scared. Like, I don't want, so I didn't make it as scary. So just a little warning. This one, I want to make scarier, like darker and a little bit more like jump scares and more scary scenes that are longer, maybe even like chase scenes, you know. I want it to be scary. So just in case, heads up, trigger warning, this one is going to be scarier for sure. And I want to make sure I scare the shit out of you guys. Because now, you've been warned. You've been warmed up with the first one. It wasn't like terrifying. There was a few little silly jump scares, but this one I want to scare you. You get scared seeing people on YouTube? Me too. I should become a sex ed teacher. People could learn a lot from my mistakes. So. And you can't just help but, laugh at yourself when it comes to mistakes you've made. And I've made a lot of sexual mistakes on purpose. Never mind. Never mind. I won't say that. Oh, wait a minute. Who's making accounts of you? Was there one in here I didn't see? Sometimes if you get people right away and zap them, I can't even see them in StreamYard. So anyways, I was having a conversation with one of my friends this morning. And we were talking, we had gotten on the topic of like the Bible burning, which is so weird that people say that I burned a Bible on here because I barely put a lighter underneath it. And like, we were talking about like the reason behind why I did that and how people like don't practice what they preach and stuff. So like, you'll hear people on here that don't need to be named saying, oh my God, he's evil, he's satanic, he's this, he's that. My faith is so strong, and if I had a Bible, I'd do it again. My faith is so strong that God knows the message that I'm putting out when I'm talking about something. Sometimes you got to get people's attention. What better way than to rip up a Bible that they don't follow right in their face? It had nothing to do with hating what's in the Bible, because I love the stories. I could learn from them, but I don't feel like all the information's in there and blah, blah, blah. We all have our, different opinions and different walks with God. However, let's rewind a little bit. So when you have people that say, they'll preach to you and they'll be like, you're going to hell, or you're evil because you said this and you said that. Oh, okay, thank you, Marie. You said this and you said that, and whatever it is. And then they're labeling themselves Christian, right? Which I don't put a label on it, but I love Jesus Christ. I have a great relationship with him. It's very imperfect on my end, and I learn going directly to the source. And even in moments where I'm going through a hard time or struggling, like, I always know that I can trust him through any situation. And my faith is strong enough that if you come on here and you're using pieces of paper and you're using that as a weapon, but you're not following what's in that, and you look like a hypocrite, if I rip that up in front of you and say it's a waste of time for you to even read that because you're not even abiding by what's in there or going by your own rules and laws, and then you spread that video around, it's going to look like I'm just a crazy person ripping up a Bible and then putting a lighter underneath it and going crazy. And they're, it's easy for people to be like, look, he burns Bibles, but you miss the whole point of that. So how do I put this in better terms? Let's not use a Bible. Let's do this. Let's say that you belong to a club, all right? And these no words on the paper, those are all the fucking rules. Well, pretend that there's rules on here, okay? And, pretend like this is a lot of pages. These are all the rules, all right? Let's say one of the rules is asshole. And you're going around and you're putting this in people's faces saying, it says don't be an asshole in here, don't be an asshole, but you're being an asshole yourself, or you're intentionally hurting someone's feelings and being a dick to somebody, and you're being an asshole. Well, we could scratch that off the list of rules that you don't take seriously. And then the next rule says flush after you poop. Okay, but let's say you never flush after you poop, but you're going around scolding everybody and you don't even know if they flushed or not, if it was them, but you're scolding them anyways, saying, you're breaking the rules, you didn't flush after you pooped. And then the list just goes on and on and on and on and on of all the rules that you don't fucking follow and you don't apply to your own self. In the club, everybody in the club, as Celine Dion would say, everybody in the club get turf. So guess what you can do with this? If you ain't applying this, it's a waste of paper. This is not the actual club, okay? This is not your actual religion, Jesus. This is not, no, it's something that's of paper. Because you're not applying it. Do you think God gives a fuck about paper? Yeah, he cares about trees, and y'all bitches are cutting them down, making paper with it. Wasting ink. So my faith is strong enough that I know I can come on here and rip that. Okay. Do you get the point? You may not physically be ripping up your Bibles, folks, but you might as well be, because that's what you're doing when you preach to people and don't follow the fucking rules yourself. God knows the message I sent, but you clearly don't fucking get it. And I don't give a fuck. Wait, is that a fake Trisha? Let me check. Okay, that's the real one. Yeah, there's a fake everybody going around. Fucking stupid. Same as saying you're loyal, then turning around and talking behind someone's back. Exactly. It's common sense. And people, they just don't register it. They want a reason for you to be a villain too, you know? And I don't give a shit. Like, I stand by what I did when I ripped up the Bible and put a lighter underneath it, because that was the whole point of my message. Metaphorically, that's what these fucking people, these hypocritical people are doing, is you're disrespecting your own religion. You don't go and fucking be a hypocrite and tell people to do something that you're not even applying to your life. Hey, Anitra, it's dumb. And to me, God is common sense. And my friend and I that were on the phone this morning, we were talking about how, like, it's common logic. And when people say, don't question the Bible, don't question church. Well, God blessed you with a brain. Okay. So, Marie, if I told you, if I told you to eat sugar because it'll make your food more salt instead of giving you salt, but then you put sugar on your food and you realize you're like, that's not salt. That made it sweeter. I don't want it to be sweeter. You're discovering that yourself. So when somebody, and I heard this my entire life, you better believe this or you're going to hell and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, if I just tell you I believe it, that's not a true belief. And if I just say out loud to God, yes, God, I believe this. I'm scared of you. Please don't send me to hell. God is common sense, folks. He knows you're just saying that and you don't actually believe it. So you're not fooling anybody. So if something doesn't make sense to you and you question it, God blessed you with the ability to ask questions so you could learn. And people don't fucking register that. They think just by brainwashing or telling you something, you should believe it. No, that's not a real belief. And that's why I'm still learning shit from God where I'm like, yeah, I'm not convinced of that. I'm not convinced that there's a permanent hell. I'm convinced that there is some, whether it's karma or stuff like that, but I'm not convinced of that yet. I do believe in learning our lessons in some form of, I don't like to call it punishment, but learning and kind of getting a slap on the hand. I do believe that because that happens to all of us. But I don't believe in eternal damnation at this moment. Now, and proved it to me, then I would believe that. But I don't right now. People make their own hell is what I'm convinced of. Yeah. And hell is, I mean, there's a lot of like metaphors in Bibles, you know? So when people say there's like, or in the Bible, like an eternal place of damnation, I look at it like, well, look how long the earth has been around. We don't know if the earth will ever actually be gone because God has the ability to keep it here forever. And it's been around, what is it, billions of years now? This could be the eternal fucking place where we just keep coming back and reincarnating until we learn. And it's pretty hellish here on earth, isn't it? Fuck. God gives us free will to make our own decisions. We're in charge of making the right ones. Yep. And see, with me, I think people see it as their job to like shame you or, you know, point a finger and tell you you're doing wrong. And I don't find that to be effective. The only time that I find something to be effective that it truly changes me is if I feel like the message comes directly from God in a form of, you know, learning a lesson or self-conviction or whatever. Like, I don't like when people are like, you believe that you're going to hell or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, go fuck yourself. I don't care, because they're not in charge of your faith. They're not in charge of your, you know, your fate or any of that shit. It's laughable. And that The other thing that's laughable is when people say, oh my God, Robbie comes on here and preaches. I'm like, I never tell people to believe what I believe. I never tell somebody they're going to be spited by God if they don't believe a certain thing. I share my beliefs with people because I find my relationship with God to be a really beautiful experience. So I like to share that with people, but I never tell people what they should do, what they should believe or anything. Because I know from my own personal relationship with God that it's mine and nobody will ever understand it or know even what God and I even like converse about because they have their own relationship or they don't. Well, that's up. I don't care. That's up to them. If somebody is never convinced that God is real, I also don't believe that they're punished for that because they just were nobody was ever convincing enough. And a lot of people believe those people go to hell, like, people that just never were convinced of God's existence. How can you be punished for something that you just truly never believed because you didn't have a reason to? That does not make any sense to me. He knows everything, even if, hold on, something popped up. Even if we're not being honest with ourselves. Everything. That's why, like, you cannot hide from God. And when I talk openly about filthy things I've done or whatever, people are like, oh my God, God. I'm like, God is well aware, duh. I'm not fucking stupid. My flaws are in the inside, so God, I fucking know that. So who gives a shit? Why not say them out in the open? God already knows they're there privately. Why not say my lustful thoughts out in the open? God already knows they're there privately. I mean, I got my fucking sex doll right here, ready to fucking open up. Ready to open up shop. 11 pounds. 11 pounds. Oh, look who's back. Look who's back. Didn't you wish a toddler to get raped? Where did you get that information from, Full On Drama? See, that's where people mix shit up. Like, Robbie burned the Bible, he's evil. Nope, that's not why I did that. And I've never wished grape on a toddler. Let me tell you what I said from my own mouth in case you didn't hear the first motherfucking time. Full On Drama. By the way, have you decided to be still in between? You still guessing? What I said, motherfucker, was, see, this is where you don't say the first part, okay? If you're not aware, I was raped over a month ago in that bedroom in there, and people make a joke about it, or, they attack me for it and shame me and make jokes because it's funny. So what I said was, I hope that you have to experience the same feeling that I'm feeling right now, or what I went through, or I hope it's one of your loved ones that has to experience it and you have to witness people doing that to them. And I don't care if it's your daughter. I don't care if it's your mom. I don't care if it's your grandchild who's a toddler. I don't give a fuck who it is. That's what I said, bitch. Check yourself, motherfucker. By the way, I think you should continue being a girl. You don't pull off the other one. You're so cute. You're so cute. Oh my God. Even if Robbie in a Bible, so what? It's not anyone else's business. Yeah, I mean, I know people that are atheists, Satanists, Buddhists. That's their prerogative. That's up to them. I don't know what motivated somebody to want to be a Satanist. I don't even know what the satanic religion is. I don't know what it entails. We think of Satanism and we think, oh my God, no, they worship the devil, they're evil. But I don't know what they actually do. What does a Satanist? Hey Siri, what does a Satanist do?
Satanism refers to a group of religious, ideological, or philosophical beliefs based on Satan, particularly his worship or veneration.
Okay, so they worship Satan. Love you, Miss P. But I want to know what their beliefs are. Satanic beliefs. Because I've never educated myself on that. I think that is it. That's kind of universal. Every single belief, like religion, like do unto others as you want done to you. And that's when I said, I hope you have to feel what I'm feeling, or I hope you witness somebody you love having to go through that. That's what I meant. But people will run with that. Oh my God, he wished rape on a baby. Bitch, I'm somebody's baby and you're laughing at my rape. What the fuck's your point? You ain't gonna win this motherfucking argument, bitch, because you still look petty. Well, bitch, I could get petty too. I could get petty and treat you the same motherfucking way, but then I'm the evil one. When I didn't wish it back, I said, I hope. And you know what? That's how karma works. That's how God works, in my opinion. We get in the world what we put out. And just because I said, I hope karma, when it hits, I hope you remember my face and laughing about me being raped. And I stand by that. And I don't care if it's your mom, your granddaughter. I don't give a fuck. Don't care. Doesn't fucking matter. And it doesn't matter like in if someone's grown or not. Nobody should ever fucking be raped, period. You're grown, so you can handle rape. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. That is fucking stupid and ignorant. If you're going to sit there and laugh at somebody else being raped, oh, you're grown and you're a man, you could take it. No, that is fucking stupid. So by me saying, I hope that you feel the same way you're making me feel, I don't give a fuck how you have to experience any of that shit. When it happens, I hope you realize and learn something that you shouldn't fucking make fun of people when they go through stuff like that. And I don't give a fuck if they're grown or not. Don't fucking care. Don't give a shit. It is irrelevant. Like it's okay for somebody to be raped because they're grown up. Explain that. Sometimes real shitbags have to experience something themselves, like the bully getting beat up before they stop being shitbags. Exactly. Or sometimes people don't learn when things are done to themselves. They don't. Sometimes people are more affected when it happens to someone they love. And that's why I said that. And I stand by that shit. That does not mean that I'm wishing horrible things to happen. No. You have to realize you're doing, or like when they attack Nikki even and make a joke out of it, or they say, you know, oh, they're making it up, and they even say, oh, he's making it up, or why is he on here? Even my good friend Marissa said, when someone rapes you, Robbie, you should report it. It's if that happens to someone else, it's your fault. Really? Is it? It's my fault? No, I have my reasons for not doing shit, and that's my decision. I do not control what this fucking ignorant man who raped me fucking did. I cannot control what he fucking does. So spare me the bullshit of, I would have done this. I would have done that. Well, you're not fucking me, bitch. Okay? You're not. It's a huge problem in prison. Yes, with men, definitely. And it feels good to talk about it. And that's why I don't give a fuck. I knew people were going to be fucking mean about it. I didn't think that people that said they cared about me fucking would. That's what pisses me off. What also pisses me off is hypocrisy. And part of that hypocrisy is kind of what Lycan is fucking saying. Oh, it's okay to make fun of someone who's raped because they're grown, but it's not okay to say, I hope you feel the same fucking thing you're putting onto me when these people are the ones making a joke out of it. But it's not okay to say, well, you're putting it out in the world. Hopefully it comes back to you in some way, shape, or form, so that, and it's not so that it spites you, so that you can see how you're making other people feel, and you can experience that and maybe learn from it. God works in very, very mysterious ways. And part of that is, you can call it karma, you can call it whatever you want. I don't think it's worse on a child or an adult. It's terrible either fucking way. Period. So if you're doing that to somebody else and making fun of it, it's no different if they're a child or an adult. Hey, Kayla, and if you care about an adult, happens to them, that's going to affect you, right? Well, there's people that care about me. So when people are making fun of my rape, they're also hurting those people. If you care about a child and it happens to them, that's terrible. It's going to affect you. So when I say you're out here and you're fucking like shaming people and trying to make them feel terrible about something that happened to them, well, the only way to learn is if it happens to somebody you fucking care about or yourself. That's the way the world works. You get back what you fucking give. Period. Speaking from experience, there's no difference. And that happened to Nikki when she was a child. Hey, Divergent. And also, you know, the reasoning behind people saying, oh, well, you know, Robbie deserved that, or he shouldn't be surprised, or he had it coming because he's up on Grindr or whatever it is. Okay, well, there could be a point to that. Me, yeah, don't do that. That's, you know, maybe go about different ways. I got me a sex doll. I'm going to fuck the shit out of this later. Okay? So I'm taking precautions for myself. Okay? So, but when anybody witnesses anything bad on here, they're like, you're karma or this or that. But meanwhile, they're doing bad things. So they have to realize that same karma operates on them as well. Yeah, Danny, rape is rape. And people's opinions of, well, that's stupid. I would have called the cops while he was there before he left. The fuck you would have, bitch. You don't fucking know. Period. You don't fucking know. I speak about what feels good for me to get off my chest. And if I want to do that on here, or with a therapist, or with a police officer, that's my fucking decision. And there's only few people that know the main reason that I'm not reporting it. And those people are close to me. You other people can kiss my fucking ass. I will tell you what I'm comfortable fucking telling you. And of course people are going to say mean shit or negative shit. That's not what bugs me. The hypocrisy. That's what fucking bugs me. And that's why when Natasha Cooper was all fucking shocked, look what he said about my grandchild, and completely fucking overlooks the fact that she is making fun of someone that's being raped. That's ignorance all in its fucking self. And I stand by what I said, and I doubled down about putting out in the world and getting back what you put out. And I don't give a fuck what you guys think. Because you're missing the whole fucking point. Yeah, but it's worse if you say it about this. No, it's worse because it's me. Just fucking face it. It's worse because it's me. If you liked me, then yeah, no, it would be terrible. I know how this fucking shit works. I know how people operate. Robbie says terrible things. Good, you fucking deserve it. I'll say it again. I'll say mean shit again. I'll fucking give you exactly what you give me, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Don't be surprised when foul shit comes out of my mouth when you're a fucking ignorant asshole. Don't start shit. That doesn't make me feel bad about shit that comes out of my mouth, because you shouldn't be a fucked up person to begin with. Because people aren't going to treat you with respect, and they're not going to treat you very fucking nice if you're out there being a dick, stirring up trouble, fucking instigating shit, making fun of people being raped. Well, maybe you're going to be made fun of for something that affects you. Oh my God, but it's worse because you said it. Yeah, bitch, it is. Good. I went low. I tell you that I fucking go low. Don't go low on me, bitch, because I'm limber and I'm flexible. You do not want to play a game of fucking limbo with me, especially if yo ass is big, because I'll go lower. So don't be fucking surprised when that shit happens, motherfucker. Don't be surprised. Love you, Miss P. I just don't like when people are not, they're not self-aware. I don't like when people overlook the big picture of things. And I'm a big picture type of person. Oh no, Lycan's welcome to chat. He's fine. I'm a big picture type of person. And that's why when people are like, you should apologize, I'm like, what the fuck, I will. Did Hitler apologize? I don't fucking think so. Someone obviously pissed him off. We don't know the full fucking story. Shit. Am I defending him? No. What got him to that point? What gets people, what gets villains to the point of being a fucking villain? Oh my God, I'm sorry, Anitra. Reporting one of them didn't help you at all. You were assaulted 3 times, just questions why you were wearing a short skirt. So yeah, that was in the 90s, but lost my belief in reporting it. Yeah, for me, reporting this would be more trouble than it would help. And I'll just leave it at that. And it feels good to talk about. Again, I don't care that people say mean shit. People say mean shit when good things happen to me. That's going to happen. But the hypocrisy of bullshit is what I like to point out and what pisses me off. Because nobody's a fucking saint on here. Nobody. So when I see people sitting there like, oh, you know, you're worse, I'm like, no, am I really worse than anyone else? No, I can give it pretty good. And are aware of that, and they still poke. Well, I've already told you I'm probably going to hurt your feelings with or shock you with my words. So I don't know why you're so fucking shocked. You know, it's kind of fucking stupid, really. And it's never stopped me. They're like, Robbie should feel bad for what he said. But I don't. Do you see me apologizing? I'm not going to. Because I stand by what I say. Now, if I cross a line, which of course I do with people, or misunderstand something, which I misunderstand many things, yeah, I'll apologize. But I'm not misunderstanding people are fucking making fun of me being raped. That's not a misunderstanding. So there's really no getting around that. No, like, oh, oopsie, whoops. No, bitches. Mm-mm. I have to pee. Hold on. Oh my God. As Oscar would say, oh my God. Oh my God, I want someone to feel me. So hold on. I gotta take a piss. Fucking shit. Oh. God, I hate washing my hands with this little bandage on my finger because it just stays wet. Oh, I hate that. Is it piss or shit? No, I shit earlier. These antibiotics that I'm still taking for the strep I had, they give me I get diarrhea. Sorry about that. I need to get some probiotics. All the good bacteria is being gone. Okay, hang on, Miss P. 1 second. Okay, baby. God, you turned me on. Okay. There you go, hon. Went ahead and sent it to you, okay? Yeah, gut health. I ran out of probiotics just in time to take antibiotics. Oh, you think I'm allergic? I think I am allergic to amoxicillin. Ever since I started taking it, I've just felt tired and like I have to shit all the time, you know? It's like watery shit, you know? Sorry to gross you guys out. You know I'm open about pooping, right? Oh, you're a nurse? If you're pooping out antibiotics, you're allergic. Oh, how do I know if the antibiotics are in my poop? But yeah, they make my stomach feel, I just don't. Tomorrow's my last dose. I have 2 more left. I take 1 in the morning, 1 at night. And you know what's weird is my throat kind of still keeps getting sore like I have strep. Can I give it back to myself? They told you you were allergic to amoxicillin when you were a baby. Oh, it was total lies. The other side makes memes when you do. I know. I love it, actually. One of my favorites is I did a TikTok dance and I have this wet spot on my crotch. Tiffany she cannot stop thinking about my crotch. So like, I just want to wipe my hands every time because that's where I wipe my hands. Like when I don't, because usually, especially when I'm home, I just dry my hands when I wash them on my dick, on my pants. And I must have done that beforehand. So now I'm going to make sure my crotch is real nice and moist every fucking time just for Tiffany.
Good morning.
Hey ho.
Hey, handsome. How you doing?
Hi, baby.
Hey, good morning.
Oh, I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm okay. Just woke up.
I know, Sarah.
Just woke up.
Do you have dreams about me, baby?
Of course.
What did you dream about?
I'm not gonna make that public. It's I'll tell you privately.
That's hot.
Yeah, how you doing? How you doing,
So what's
Robbie?
up? What's going on?
Nothing. Just wanted to come up and be
I'm good.
supportive. Just want to come up and be supportive.
You support burning of Bibles, eh? No, I'm just kidding.
somewhat.
What do you think about me when I did that to the Bible? Did you get my message, or what's your opinion on that?
In a way I did, but I'll be honest with you, at that time, that was like way back when, but truthfully, it really pissed me off because I've always been, as you know,
Go fuck yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck you
I
too. And
pretended to boot you. I'm kidding though.
I was gonna say, F you too, and the donkey dick you wrote in on. So there's that.
Oh. No, but keep going. I'm sorry. That was rude of me, actually.
No,
'Cause I
that's
had
okay. That's okay.
Put you off, but
Well, no,
keep going.
I'm just up here. I'm just up here to be supportive of you. That's all. I'll let you continue. I'll go ahead and mute.
Oh no, I was asking your opinion on the Bible thing that I did.
Well, like I said, back in that day, it really, really pissed me off.
Well, and that's a good example though. When people don't get the full context of something that's happening, or they see one thing. Let's say for example, Christians, okay? When one thing that turns people off from Christians that throw things in people's faces is their aggression, or sometimes, you know, a lot of people don't look in the full context of like churches that stand on the street and scream at people. So this is a good example, and this is in defense of some of these Christians. When we see that, all we see is, oh, they're loud, they're obnoxious, I don't want to listen to what they have to say. But some of them actually do have some really good stuff to say, but we shut it out. So it's the same thing to me. Like, people just saw something that I was doing, but they didn't look into the context. They just saw a Bible being ripped up and that's it. They didn't take the time to listen to the message. They didn't take the time to look at and understand the message that I was saying with that, which was actually supporting God and my relationship with God, and saying he's not going, you cannot fool God by reading a Bible, and then that doesn't make you a good person. So you might as well rip that up, because terrible shit. You're not fooling God. He could still see that. So you might as well rip that fucking thing up, because it means nothing
Robbie,
to you.
When you play with the Lord's book or the Lord's words, truthfully, in my own personal opinion, it's going to come back and bite you. And, you know, I hate to say it, I am a very
Here's a question
religious...
I have for you.
Hold on. I'm a very religious person,
Here's a
Robbie.
question I
As you
have for you.
know. Okay.
How do you feel, or anybody else? Here's a question for the chat. So, because a lot of people have said that you messed with the word of God or whatever. How did I mess with the words and the message that was in that book?
Just by your actions, by doing what you did.
That's what it looks like. But in reality, I was actually defending what's in there, saying you're not listening to what's in there. So metaphorically, the people, because they don't take what's in there seriously. So my whole point of that was, you guys, not you, but people that are preaching what's in there, but they're not applying it to themselves, they're metaphorically disrespecting the word, not me. I was proving a point, saying, this is what you're doing.
The way, Robbie, with your actions, you did mess with the Lord's words. Truthfully, you did.
Not in my... Well, that's what it looks like to others, but I know for a fact that that's not what I did. That's what it looks like to others. That's how they took it, but they did not listen to the message that I was saying, because I was saying, these are the words of the Lord that these people are preaching. They're saying that they go by, but they're not going by it. So they're disrespecting the words that are in there. Not one time When I ripped up that Bible, did I say, this book is terrible? Not one time did I say, the words in here are terrible. No, I said what people are doing to those words is no different than ripping it up. And so they might as well be doing that. That's the big picture of the entire thing. Not one time did I attack what's in there.
Okay, I agree with Marie. It's
And
everybody's
again, at the end of the day,
it's everybody's personal opinion, like Marie
at the
says.
end of the day, oh, absolutely. However, at the end of the day, I was very blunt and bold with the reasoning why I did that. And people made up their own reasons of why I did that, and they're false. The reason I did that is because I was telling people basically to practice what you preach. Not one time did I say what's in the Bible is wrong. What I said was, you're not applying it. So if you're not applying, let's say if you're not applying a recipe and you're just throwing in your own fucking ingredients, well, then you might as well just rip up that recipe, because now you've made a whole new dish. It's no different than that. Because let's just say in make believe, all right, just so you get an idea in your head. Let's say that there's a very strict recipe and there's allergies involved. So if you don't follow this recipe perfectly or by what it says, then the person that you're cooking allergic to stuff that's in there, they're going to have some problems, right? Well, let's say they're allergic to nuts, and this recipe clearly says this is a nut-free recipe, and you're cooking it for someone who's allergic. But you're just throwing all sorts of nuts in there carelessly. Well, then fucking rip up the recipe. My message was exactly that. Me disrespect because I'm ripping it up? No, I'm telling you. You just fucking put nuts in a recipe for a dish of somebody who clearly said they're allergic to nuts. I'm not fucking dissing the recipe. I'm saying you're a fucking idiot. Rip that shit up because it's pointless now. That's what I'm saying. Exactly, Marie. Don't preach the Bible when you don't practice yourself. That's exactly what I meant. That is exactly what I meant. So, like Miss P just held up her Bible. People could hold the Bible up to anybody all they want to. That does not mean that they're following what's inside of it, is my entire point.
Okay, Robbie, to each their own. I respect you highly. I want you to always know that. But again, I try very hard, even though I'm even been wrong for the way that I have chosen to live. But now that I'm LDS, I am working on living what's called, according to the words of wisdom of the LDS Church. I'm not declared to be perfect by any
Do you
means.
follow everything that's in it?
I try to, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, I've learned to give up my coffee. My husband is still working on quitting smoking because it's what the church wants. And it's just living
Do you
a good.
so is it like well, for the coffee part, is it they just don't want you having caffeine?
Well, it's not really the caffeine. It's just basically the lesson is what you choose to put into your body. We should all be treating our bodies like our own temple, and just to live more of a clean spiritual lifestyle. That's it too, Jilly. Yes, the church wants money, and that's where my main issue is right now. And that's mainly why, I've chosen at this point to walk away from the LDS church, because they want 10% of both me and my husband's income. And they don't seem to understand that when you live on very limited means, we don't have that to give. And it's hard to give something when you don't have it.
Right.
And we've done everything.
And I agree, Crush Spirit. You do have the right. hold on. You do have the right
Mhm.
to think there's nothing holy in me. That doesn't make it true. And crushed spirit, when you go around instigating or causing trouble, which I would imagine you are you a Christian, crushed spirit? So if you're coming in here preaching, but you're coming in here stirring trouble, you're a perfect example of why I ripped up the Bible that day to begin with, because nobody who sits there and preaches the word of God would even come in here and stir trouble the way you just did. So thank you for giving a perfect example of what I meant. I appreciate that. Your name fits you well, by the way, crushed spirit.
But again, even though I chose to walk
You were
away
told
from
it's
the
because
church,
coffee is hot. Hold on. I'm reading this. You were told that because coffee is a hot drink, it's not allowed either, but hot cocoa is a soda and is fine. It's not the caffeine. Oh,
mm-hmm. See, that's why I become confused by their ritual ways of living. But just for me alone as a Christian, I choose to live as much of a good Christian life as I possibly can with what the Lord has given me. And that's why
mm-hmm.
now I'm kind of to
Well,
the
what
point where,
happens?
hmm?
What happens when you don't? Like, do you, let me ask you a question. Like, as a Christian or part of the LDS, do you judge others when you see them fail
No, no.
in the church?
But yet they think they have the right to judge me. And that's why, like I said, at this point, I'm kind of to the point where I really don't agree with the way that they choose to do things and the rules that they set for other people. Exactly, Marie. I don't have to pay to
But
attend church.
that's my whole point. My whole point is the and I mean rules are when people only apply the rules to others and not themselves, that's when I have an issue. And so when this crushed
Right.
spirit person came in and like, we believe this, we believe that, but clearly their comment is coming in to stir trouble. I'm guessing they think they're, a part of, speaking on God's behalf, but they're stirring trouble. So
Right.
they're no different and no better than anyone else.
Well, again, Robbie, I am not innocent by any means. I have caused my own world of upset. I'm just as guilty as anybody else is for things that happen in their own life, like mine. So, but again,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was really hard for me to give up my coffee because, again, I've had to explain to the church that I don't drink coffee just to be drinking it. People don't realize that it's under a medical condition that I have. And years ago, growing up as a child, I went to a specialist because I had issues with what's called severe hyperactivity. And the specialist told my
Mm-hmm.
father to start me on small amounts of coffee and watch how much it calms me
Right.
down. So, again, there is a medical purpose as to why I drink my coffee.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with that. I've always said that about just like it's no different than a guardrail on a highway with a large
Mm-hmm.
cliff on the other side of it. Like I'd rather hit the guardrail than fly off, and that's what a rule is there for, and that's what consequence is there for, so that things don't get worse, and so that you learn. Okay, I need to be more careful around this area on this highway, or I need to drive more careful because you don't want to hit that again because it could be worse next time. So
Mm-hmm.
consequence is a beautiful thing. Rules are a beautiful thing. The
Right.
problem is when people are out there, and let's use the guardrail one for example. When people are out there, and if I was sitting here preaching to you saying, there's guardrails out there. You need to drive careful. If you don't, you're going to, and I'm sitting here and I'm telling you all of that, but then I'm out there in the streets driving like a crazy person. Well, then that makes me an idiot. And I might as well throw those rules right out the window. So if somebody were to go on a live stream and call me out and rip up a fucking DMV driver's guide in front of me, then I should probably understand why. And that's no
Mm-hmm.
different than me fucking ripping up the Bible saying, you bitches aren't applying this. God.
Right.
This is to show you how hypocritical you're being and how you're
Mhm.
not following what you truly believe in. So if people are
Right.
so upset that I ripped up a Bible, why are they not more upset that they're not following what's in there is my question. If they're so protective over the words that are in there, why aren't they following them? Why aren't they abiding by them? That is the entire point. Don't be offended when words are ripped up and when you're fucking completely going against them, because it makes you look like a fool. And God knows that. God knows my message, and I stand by it. Cheers, Jilly. You enjoy that wine, girl.
Well, again, all I'm saying is for my
Jesus,
own.
he drank wine. He hung out. Hold on. Jesus drank wine. He hung out with thieves, criminals. Mary Magdalene was a prostitute. He's in my opinion, and I'm not talking about the Jesus in the Bible. However, I can compare the Jesus that I've got to know personally, talking to him, by praying, by him showing me things, having miracles happen in his name, and building an actual true experience with him and not just what people are telling me. So when I compare the Jesus I know to the Jesus in the Bible, and they're very similar. That's why I know there is some truth to it. However, God's knowledge, we underestimate God thinking that all the knowledge you need to know is in a tiny, tiny, tiny book. No, to me, there is so many more stories to be told because there are more stories in the world. There's more people that have relationships or experiences with God. So it's a slap in the face to God to think that the only knowledge you need to know is just going to be in a tiny book. That limits God's knowledge to us. That shows us that he knows very little, when in reality it's the opposite. He's infinite. His knowledge and wisdom is infinite, and we can all learn from each other's experiences, and we could all learn from each other's beliefs instead of judging each other for them, and like listening to each other instead of cutting somebody off just because they have a different belief, and then they're not listening to a message. Somebody is saying, this is why I believe this, or this is why, I'm a certain way. People just like spite them and say they're going to hell, and I find that to be completely ignorant.
Okay, here is
Amen. Divergent.
Here is my main issue is, again, my husband and I both have done everything that our church has asked of us and more, but yet they won't approve of us of what's called walking into the main temple here because of the covenants that we have not made, which is, again, giving up my husband's smoking, for one. They have pressured him so bad, it's made things 10 times worse. They want me to give up the way that I choose to live, but yet, in order for you to walk into their church, you have to be handed a small piece of paper, which is called a recommend. In other words, you're not allowed to walk through the doors of the church without a tiny little piece of paper in your hand.
Can I say something bluntly to you?
Sure.
Fuck the church. What do you feel like God wants you to do?
God just wants me to live.
God blessed us with, hold on. God blessed us with a good sense, just like intuition. If we practice it, if we exercise it, if we talk, that's why praying, praying should not be something that, oh, you better do this. It should not be a chore. Praying should never be something that people do for image or to look better. Praying is an actual conversation, whether people do it out loud or inside. I do it all day long with God. I've done it a number of times while I've been live. Praying to God, it comes from the inside. It's a connection between only you and God. That is it. So that is why there's self-conviction. God blesses me with, and all of us, with I I don't like to say guilt, but self-conviction. So when you're doing something or you're intent and you know it's not good, you feel a certain way. You feel gross about it. You don't feel good. You feel convicted. That is a blessing to have. And that is the first step to building a relationship with God and recognizing that. And it is not what a church is. Listen, if my self-conviction came from what others told me instead of what God is showing me, I'd be fucked. I'd be the most depressed person in the world. I'd feel about this big. No, fuck what people say. Fuck what a church tells you to do. Fuck the rules, the bullshit stuff that people aren't even applying to themselves. What do you feel like God wants you to do?
Right. Well, again, Robbie, I will agree with you on this. I'm always been a very firm believer in prayer. I put my whole life in the Lord's hands every day, several times a day. But again,
There you go.
right now, the LDS church is, to me, not the right direction for me to go because of the rules that they are trying to put on me and my husband. And again, we have done everything that they have asked of us, and they're not willing to give us what we have been working toward. And I thought, well, there's something wrong with this picture. And that's why
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Are the way that the LDS church is treating you, does that what it say they're supposed to do in their Bible?
That's what they claim. That's what they preach.
Like, have you read, like, you are not supposed to drink coffee? Is it in your Bible?
No. I have read my Bible several times growing up, and there's nothing in the Bible that says anything about not drinking coffee.
Mm-hmm. So
at least not that I have found.
Is the issue that you're having with the church or with the LDS beliefs?
It's basically with the LDS beliefs. I thought at one time when I got baptized, I thought this was really the journey that God wanted for me. And I'm starting to realize now that what God has for me is very, very different. And that's why I'm kind of to the point now where I just don't think what they really.
am a very.
Go ahead.
I'm a firm believer that God wants us to enjoy being here, and he wants us to be happy and comfortable and healthy. And there's many things that can get in the way of that. That's why many things that are sinful, a lot of people look at as just a mean, strict rule, when really it's there, like the person said earlier, rules are there to benefit you and to help you and to guide you. So with gluttony, there's obviously a reason God doesn't want us to be gluttonous with things, not just food, but many things. And that is because if we overindulge in anything, it becomes a problem and it can become unhealthy. So that is why, and I don't like the word sin. That is why that violation to ourself is there. We're not taking care of ourselves. When we're lustful, okay, an STD is there to show me like, okay, you'll be more careful. Has it made me more careful? No. It should. And in certain areas it has, but there's consequences and rules are there because God loves us, because he wants us to enjoy our lives and make life easier on us. So if we're messing up our health by eating things or putting things in our body that are bad, then yeah, that's, it's there for a reason. But God also gave us gifts in the world. He gave us coffee. He gave us things, but that's not there to overindulge in. Just like he also gave us alcohol, but it's not there to abuse. So we tend to overdo things, and God doesn't want us to do that. Not because he's a spiteful person and likes control. No, it's because he loves us, and he gave us the gift of that. If you get greedy with money, it can be a gift. But if you get greedy with that, it becomes a problem, and you lose track of who you are. Money changes people, and that's with anything. So all of these rules that are out there and everything, they are a beautiful thing, but I look at them from the other side of the fence. Like, I don't look at them as like, do this, do that, or else. No, it's like God wants you to be happy. So if you, and you know, when they say to follow in Christ's footsteps, he was a very, in my personal experience with him, very wise. And so it's such simple common knowledge that I don't apply to my life because I'm an ignorant and perfect human being. But if I followed and was more Christ-like, my life would be a lot easier. Now, if I don't do that, I'm not going to be, you know, spite to hell forever, but my life's going to be pretty complicated. It's not going to be as enjoyable.
That's why,
Go ahead.
again, you know, I feel like I'm being the one that's constantly judged by the church because of the way that I personally choose to live. Because every time I've even had the elders here, they keep asking me, is this the way that I personally choose to live? And I was like, well, this is my home. And if you come to my home, if you don't like the way that I live, then you have every right not to be here. And I will not be forced to change for anybody or anyone. Yes, I try to live as good Christian life as I can, but when I'm constantly feeling threatened, like, oh, we're going to say this, this, and this to your bishop, I thought, okay, you know what? Whether I choose to live is really none of anyone's business, not even my church bishop.
You can tattletale on me until the fucking cows come home. The only person I give a shit about truly caring about where my life goes, or, you know, how I'm treating myself, or things I need to fix, is God. And God's going to fucking show me if I'm doing something that I need to change. He shows me. And sometimes I ignore it and I go the opposite direction, and he'll show me again and be like, see, you shouldn't have done that. He doesn't hate me for it. He doesn't spite me for it. He's like, dude, I love you, son, but you're a fucking nerd, and you're complicated, and you're stubborn. And if you listened more often and actually applied what I'm trying to tell you to your life, it would be a lot more simple. It would be easier for you. And so we all have our own walk with God. So if a church tells me I need to do a certain fucking thing, am I going to take them seriously? Well, it depends on their intent. If their intent is to truly help me, and I feel that it truly is a message from God, then yes, I will take their advice into consideration. For example, I had told Nikki this the other day. I told a couple of other people. This was like last week or the week before. Okay. I ordered DoorDash. It's when I kind of started getting sick with strep and I was home. And so I had a lot of time to sit in silence with God. And I just had a lot of thoughts going through my head. And so I was praying to God different things, and like where my future is going, and all the things I talk to God about. I blab to God all fucking day long, and he listens. So I just wanted to feel connected to God that day. I wanted some sort of sign, and I didn't even say it out loud, like, God, give me a sign, but he knew that's what I needed. Okay. While I was praying, let me go here, and I'm sure that I can find these DoorDashes. So the first DoorDash delivery person that I get, their name is Jesus. I was like, oh, Jesus is bringing me my food. And we were, joking like, oh, maybe there'll be a second coming, because I was ordering food later on in the day. Again, I kid you not. Well, first of all, the first Jesus was a very flamboyant, flirtatious gay man. And I was like, oh, Jesus was hitting on me. So then later in the day, I order again, and I was like, oh my God, it says Jesus is coming back. And we're like, oh, it's the second coming of Jesus. It was not the same Jesus that came before. It was a different Jesus. What are the odds of the day that I'm like just like in self-reflection and just praying a lot and talking to God all day and kind of just needing that comfort. What are the odds that the only 2 DoorDashes in one day that I ordered are both from 2 different Jesuses? That is how God speaks to me. Okay. When people are like, oh, what does he say to you? Do you hear his voice? I'm like, God does crazy stuff like that. And that's how I know he's listening. He cares. He shows himself. He does silly things. He has a sense of humor. God is fucking awesome. So when anybody ever tries to make me believe otherwise, or that God is some spiteful person, or that you better do this and that, I know that that is all fucking bullshit, because God every single fucking day shows his love to me and that he's present and that he cares. And he shows it in many different ways, not just 2 different Jesuses coming to DoorDash. But hold on, let me go to my past orders and I'll show you. I had 2 different Jesuses.
Robbie,
Let's see.
the name Jesus is actually
Target,
what's
Taco Bell,
in the
Faithful.
Hispanic name. It's Jesus.
Jesus Cristo, il guando en brodando en importante. Okay, hold on.
Wow, I didn't know you spoke Spanish. Very
Will it
good.
tell me that? No, that wasn't real Spanish. That was just, I was just blep. I was trying to say a line from a movie with one of the Arquette sisters where she was possessed and she says that, and I didn't even say it correctly. Hold on, I'm trying to find, how do you go back and find your DoorDash delivery drivers? It's in orders. And I started getting sick on my birthday. That was the 26th. View receipts. Let's see. Here's one. Look. Your Dasher. Jesus. Look at that. Hold on. Let me show you these back-to-back Jesuses, and they were different. I kid you not. Hold on. Do you see that right here? Hold on.
Wow.
Darn it. Right. Your Dasher, Jesus. See that? Now look at this other order. That was Powerade, Dayquil, whatever. Okay. So there's that one. So the other order on the 26th was Sonic. Okay, so now go to, where's the receipt?
But Robbie, if you look at what's
Sonic
going on in
view
our real
receipt.
world today, like overseas, like between
Hold on real quick. Hold on just real quick, Miss P. Sorry. I just want to show this one too.
Okay, all
Darn
I'm
it.
getting is your
see
phone
my
has a
Sonic?
bad glare. Your phone has a bad glare, Robbie.
There it is now. You can see it now. There's my Sonic order from a different Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Sonic is so good. Exactly.
Yeah,
Fool me once.
but again, if you look at what's going on around our own world nowadays, Robbie, like the Russia-Ukraine war, the Iranians, what's happening overseas is, the Holy Land is actually being destroyed even over there in Israel. And there's this big, huge war going
It's
on between the
fine.
Israelites and the Palestinians. There's protests all over this country against the country of Israel that the Holy Land stands on.
Listen,
I don't understand.
materialistic shit is bullshit.
Well,
Materialistic shit, God doesn't give a fuck about, in my
No.
opinion. In my opinion, there's no such fucking thing as a holy land. Okay. God made the earth. The whole fucking thing is holy. Okay. It's his. This whole bullshit of like, oh, do this, do that, or make sure. No, God, you cannot take it with you. We're not taking the Holy Land with us when we die. Nobody is. God, we are what's important, in my opinion. He doesn't give a fuck about materialistic shit. He doesn't care. That is a human thing. Why do you think people are fighting over a Holy Land? It's materialistic shit. God don't give a fuck about that, in my opinion. Yeah, Christians don't care about it either. All people care about is materialistic shit or what they look like. That is why I'm very blunt when I talk about my beliefs. I ain't trying to sugarcoat shit. These people that are out here saying, oh, Robbie pretends to be this perfect Christian. When the fuck did I say that? I am one of the most imperfect fucking people, and God thinks I'm fucking awesome. And he loves me and he guides me and takes care of me. He is the coolest motherfucker that you will ever know. That's why he's God. And that's why I don't give a shit. I ain't out here saying I'm perfect. I ain't out here saying I'm a Christian. My flaws are out in the open. You want to know why? Because I can't hide that shit from God. Why would I come out here and practice my beliefs and tell anyone? And I'm not trying to push my beliefs on anyone. I share my beliefs with people just like that Jesus DoorDash stuff, because it's mind-blowing. It's beautiful. It's crazy. I don't deserve God's love, but I still have it. And that blows my mind. And God shows me that every day. So these people are out here preaching this hatred that God has and like all this stuff you should do. It's bullshit to me because God shows me differently. And I don't care about any of that shit. And I don't care about looking perfect to anybody because I know in God's eyes, I'm perfect. I don't fucking see it. I don't know why he loves me so much, but he shows me he does. He's so fucking cool. Even though I am the world's biggest slut, I am a foul-mouthed fucking crazy person, and he loves me. And that bugs people. They don't want people to believe that. And those are the people that are pushing. I don't give a fuck about a church or whatever, okay? Those are the people that are truly the problem, and they are pushing away an opportunity to have a better life, because having a relationship with God, it does give me a better life because I feel more guided and comfortable, and I feel like comfort in a world full of chaos and sadness. Without that, like without God, I would feel like more lost, and I don't. So when people are judging people and they are scaring people away from just God in general, they're fucking for doing that, because they're depriving that person. They're not saving them when they're like, oh, I'm going to save you. Shut the fuck up. You ain't saving nobody. Shut up and sit down. Okay. And put that fucking ridiculous sign down, because you look like a crazy person on behalf of God. You are shutting somebody off from building their own relationship with God because you are turning them off to the idea of even talking to God. Because if believing in God means we got to act like a crazy fucking judgmental person like yourself, fuck that shit. That turns people away from God. So I talk about my relationship with God because it's fun and it's loving, and I like to share it so that maybe, other people don't have to. That's the other thing. People make their own decisions. They can choose or choose not to have a relationship with God, but my life's pretty cool with it. So I don't want to shut people off from that opportunity of having like a positive, like comforting relationship that gives you like hope and makes you feel safe, because it does. And it's not fake. There's nothing fake about it. There's nothing that's trying to force anything on anyone about it, because it's your decision if you want to do that or not. It's not up to me to tell you to do that. And people have a problem with that. And you know what? That's the other thing that I can look at the Bible and say, that makes sense too. Because when people say, and when you look at the story of Jesus, that he was fucking hated, he was trashed, he was talked shit about, and all he was trying to do was do good, then I'm doing fucking something right. Because if I'm fucking sharing my love of God and people are judging me for it and throwing stones at me and fucking trying to basically crucify me, I'm doing something right, motherfucker, and I ain't being fake about it. What's up, bitch? You want to fucking do some S&M shit and fucking tie me to a cross and have your way with me? Bitch, because I'm into some BDSM once in a blue moon. I don't give a fuck. Are you there?
Yep, I was just letting you
there?
talk. Yep, I'm here. I'm just letting you talk.
Okay. I love you.
I love you too, my friend. I wish we were closer. I would love to hang out with you, Robbie.
Marie. That could be a good
Sissy.
sales pitch. You don't see a lot of crucifixes in these sex shops. Could be a thing. Spread the word of Jesus everywhere. That's my motto. You know? Anyways, I do have to get my day started. In closing, do you have anything that you'd like to say about the word of the Lord?
No.
Damn, that was a quick no. I think we have a delay, actually. I think that's why we were talking over
Yeah.
each other. I'm pretty
It's
sure we
okay.
have like a 2-3 second delay.
Okay.
I still want to
I'll
fuck.
just tell you to have a blessed day. Have a
What
blessed
if I
day,
don't want
chat.
to? I'm just kidding. Love you, Miss P.
All right. I love you too, Robbie. Have a good one. Bye, chat.
We'll virtually fuck later. Okay. Bye. God love her. So, yeah, and God bless the haters too. God bless the haters too. You know what's crazy? With as many times as I've spoke about my beliefs and like my relationship with God, which I love and stuff, you're not going to hear me out here like pushing it on you, saying you should do the same thing as me. Fucking never. That's how you know when people do that to you. It's evil. Nobody should ever make you feel like shit about, first of all, something they know nothing about. Our relationship with God can be the most private relationship we ever have if we never talk about it, because it's unseen. Nobody ever sees it. I like to talk about it. Not to say, I'll never say I'm better than someone else for my relationship with God, because everybody has their own. And I believe as many fucking assholes as there are in this world, that God as much as he loves me. I don't fucking like those cocksuckers. And that's okay. Somebody else can get their cock sucked by them instead of me. And if they do it in a church bathroom stall, more power to them. I'm not going to stop them from their dreams. You know, the Holy Spirit can also be in bathroom stalls. And so can the spirit of lust. And they can intertwine and find some sort of common ground together, to where one day we can make it okay and open and accepted to fuck the shit out of each other in church bathroom stalls. Thank you for coming today. Blasphemy.
No chance.